Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm an Evolutionary Life Coach here to guide you through your intuitive messages and spiritual focus for this week. So let's get started right away with your first card. This first card is the theme, kind of the big picture of the energy the universe sends you this week. And we've got the Four of Wands. So what's coming through with this energy is that the universe does want you to celebrate how far you've come, where you are, where you know you need to grow, but really give yourself credit, really give yourself encouragement for where you are. There's more work to do. This is the foundation being laid. There's more work to do, but this is a good moment to really stop and appreciate where you are. Sometimes I think, Sagittarius, in wanting to leap forward, there's not enough acknowledgement of where you are. And what's coming through for you right now is when you acknowledge where you are, where you appreciate where you are, and not where you think you should be or where you want to go, where you really look at what you are, you get much clearer guidance and a much clearer sense of where you actually do need to go. Sometimes that desire to leap ahead has you charging forward and jumping over things, but it's a little bit askewed. It's like you're in the right direction, but it's a little bit off. So the arrow's kind of in the correct direction of the bullseye, but it's not going to hit the bullseye. It's maybe going to go a little bit this way. So it's asking you just to take a little more time to positively appreciate where you are, because that's going to give you the foundation for where you need to go next. Okay, interesting. So your energy this week, we've got you feeling like the King of Pentacles. So this is a good, solid energy, feeling like you're in a good place to give a lot of advice, to share your wisdom. And I've got conflicting stuff going on in my head here, so let me just tune in real quick and see where we're going. You've got a big theme of listening. So you're open to listening. You're open to learning new things. But there's also a little bit of stubbornness hidden there. So you may be listening, you may be open, but there's also kind of a feeling like, well, but I actually know what I'm going to do. I know I'm listening to you, but I'm not really going to necessarily take what's coming in because I've already decided. So when I look at these two cards, I'm reminded of the openness here. So it's good that you're listening. It's good that you're connected with different information. I'd caution you to maybe not make your mind up so soon, to not fixate on something, to just keep things a little bit open right now. Because remember, it's about acknowledging where you are and not feeling like you know exactly everything right now. It's acknowledging where you are so you can see where we're going. So let's keep going with your cards. Before I draw the rest, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's great fun to evolve in this spiritual journey with you every week. So I'd love to see you back next time. And if you already subscribed or that's not your thing, if you want to hit the like button, that's great too. It does really help to support the channel. Okay, Seven of Swords, the Magician, into the High Priestess. Big energy. Okay, huge stuff. Oh boy, Sagittarius. Man, these cards are so big, I'm not quite sure how to start with them. Okay, we've got the difference between the earth, the world within your own head, and that world that's outside of you, the bigger world. To have these cards appear in sequence for you is a big deal, like a really big deal, Sagittarius. But I want to start with the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords is really trying very hard to figure everything out through the mind. It's trying to analyze, it's trying to make sense. And this is a powerful energy because it tries to understand, it wants to understand. But at the same time, I feel as though this energy could actually limit you, because although he's trying to understand within this realm of mind, you see how he's confined to this room? Kind of envision a monk in his cell. Something about this just reminds me of a cell. It's contained. So although things may be sorting out in your mind, you may be trying to figure out every aspect, every angle of this, there's something more. There are bigger forces, the magician and the high priestess. There are bigger forces out there that are going to pull you forward. So remember how we talked about being open here rather than secretly stubborn. That concept is carrying forward for you. This magician is asking you to look outside yourself, to dream really big, and to be unafraid to go forward in a very strange and quirky way. I was thinking a lot about this card earlier today, so I'm kind of excited that it's here for you now. But this magician is of this world and he's not of this world at the same time. He belongs to the earth. I mean, he's got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, and all of the working organs, right? But he's also able to tap into this realm that's mysterious, that's magical, that's different. So he's in this other space. He's in this space beyond the mind. He's in this space beyond the confines of the material body and the mental body. I failed to mention I failed to mention this earlier to you when we were talking about this card. But the other thing that struck me about this King of Pentacles is that he's inside. He's in a room just like this. And you see how they both have that kind of cell-looking window there. They're contained in this space, whereas this guy is out in the open. He's out in the elements at Stonehenge, so at a very powerful energy center. So this is about getting out of that comfort zone, getting out of what's familiar, getting out of what works, getting out of having to understand how it's working, and going in this bigger way. Magician asking you to go forward into a different space. And what is this space? We have the High Priestess. These are very interesting to have them next to each other. They're different. This one is active. I go out, I make it happen, I dream, I do, I take action. This one is I receive. I'm not sure where I need to go next. I'm not sure what the next step is, but I'm going to receive. I'm going to be open to channeling that space. So it's like the magician reaches up into that space that's from a different world, but this one receives from that different world something to be made manifest on this earth plane. So this might be the idea, but this is the deepening of that idea, the commitment to that idea, and the understanding that you're going to be receiving energy from a very different place. So he's tapping up there. It's kind of like he pokes the balloon, or he pokes the water balloon, or he pokes the bubble, and then all of what's inside that bubble or balloon streams down into the High Priestess. So, Sagittarius, we go back to your Four of Wands, acknowledging where you are, acknowledging what you're receiving, and understanding that you need to have a clear sense of direction before charging forward. You need to make sure that that balloon has been emptied, that everything has poured out of that water balloon onto the High Priestess. Oh, this is getting really silly. You have the full knowledge. You need to make sure that it's full. That's what I'm trying to say. That you have a full awareness before going into that next step, before going to the next place, before understanding. The High Priestess is also a moment. There's a lot of power with both of these cards going on. Power, again, beyond the mind, beyond the rational mind. This is opening yourself up to that different power that comes into your body in a different way. It doesn't come through here. It comes in a bigger sense, almost as if you feel like you're caught up in something bigger than yourself and you're just kind of pulled along. it's different. It's just this is such a different energy, different reading going on. And I think that's it. We're not allowed to fill in the blanks here because it needs to be open so that you can receive the information you need to have. So, parting words for you. Let's see if there's any other information that wants to come through for you, Sagittarius. Okay, they were drawing my God, I can't even talk today. They're drawing my attention to this little cat, the High Priestess's cat. Maybe, I hope you can see her or him. That cat is just calmly waiting. And that's what cats do most of the time. They calmly wait because they're predators, right? So they're going to calmly wait for the prey to come along. They're not running off trying to figure out where it is and shaking branches or nudging things or uncovering earth trying to get the mice to come up. They sit and wait. So this is about waiting for that right moment, not trying to overdo everything here in the mind or not thinking you've got everything figured out here. It's sitting and waiting for that right time, sitting and waiting for that right moment, for that perfect sense of when it's time to pounce, of when it's time to move forward. So questions about that, Sagittarius, please let me know. And I always love to hear from you in the comments. So feel free to do that too if you like. This was such a big, powerful reading. Thank you again for sharing your time and energy because this one was really a fun one. I also want to invite you to check out my website, True Guidance Tarot, if you're in need or in search of something deeper or deeper. I specialize in really helping you trust and follow your own inner guidance. I really want to empower others to be able to be their best selves. So if that's something you're interested in, you're more than welcome to check out that website. I'll look forward to seeing you next time and have a great week, Sagittarius.